Superintendent Report is recognizing our schools and the wonderful, successful things that they're doing on our site. So at this time, we'll go ahead and invite Cesar Chavez staff up and recognize them.
Well, thank you. Good evening, board. Before we start, last time we forgot to mention this, but we had the 2 staff members that we chose, our classified staff member and certificated, that we wanted to honor tonight. So our certificated staff member that we chose to honor is Mr. Mercado. And and the reason that I think he is so deserving of this reward is that on a daily basis, he goes above and beyond his job. He is constantly there for the teachers and the students and for us as administrative staff. He has the best rapport with everybody on campus, and he's extremely knowledgeable about everything that he is working in. So I just think he is such a tremendous employee and role model for our staff and students. And our classified employee that we're honoring isn't here tonight, but Daria Lopez is a special ed classroom assistant, and she works in the RSP classroom. And she's in our district for a really long time, and she has worked with so many students and so many difficult cases, and just done a really, really amazing job supporting the kids. And she's really knowledgeable about the various disabilities and challenges that students face, and she is just an amazing support and extremely flexible, and she serves a lot of other support kind of areas in our school. She also stays after and does duty for us and just constantly supports us, actually watches our bus area at times, and she's just wonderful. So Daria also, I just wanted to say thank you, Daria. Okay, so we're really happy to be here and just tell you a little bit about what we've been doing.
You recognize Mr. Mercado's mom, who's here too.
Yes.
Everybody loves to be
Mr. Mercado's mother, little brother Linus, is here, and his aunt and grandmother are all here. Thank you for being here.
And Mr. Mercado is Greenfield grown, and his family is all from Greenfield, so we're super proud of him as well.
super proud.
Oh, 16 years.
So our first category that we wanted to share some things we've done in our school recently is something, and thank you for recognizing our event. You know, we were really happy to be able to put this on and have so many people there to enjoy this event. And we were really, really fortunate to have Andreas Chavez come, Cesar Chavez's grandson, and spend time with us. And he sat in our staff lounge and had breakfast and just really walked around the school and got to see the community. He did a little drive around the whole community as well and visited each school campus. So it was really neat to have him here and to hear a little bit about his experience, you know, his feelings about his grandfather and family. And I think it was really impactful and really special to the community to have him there. So this was something that we worked hard on, and we were able to do to sort of celebrate two things: to celebrate the life of Cesar Chavez and the impact he's had on the community and the entire valley and many other places as well, and then also to honor the week that we were in at that time. Is the 24th to 31st, which is Farm Workers Awareness Week, and it really coincided with having him come and celebrating Cesar Chavez. Just again, the impact that agriculture and that people that work in that industry have had on this area and the importance in our world in general. So these are a couple of pictures you see here from that event, and we had over 1,000 people there, and it was just really exciting. So that was a wonderful thing to have. This is actually a video, and so this is a little clip of Andreas Chavez.
Chavez, raise some hands. What's your name? Jose Luis. What do you know about Cesar Chavez? I need you to yell at me. Yeah, Cesar Chavez helped farm workers get equal rights in the fields. All right, what about you? Right behind you. What's your name? Kurt? Yeah, Cesar Chavez was a good man who went 25 days without eating. Very good. What else do we know? Yeah, you. What's your name? Jose? Okay. What do you know about Cesar Chavez, Jose? He helped a lot of people. Yeah, good job. And what else? What about with the bunny ears on? What's your name? Alessandra, what do you know? He told everybody that they can do it and they can believe it, and they believed in him, right? Okay, that's the one. All right, we'll take the last one right here. Okay, nice to meet you, Lisa. Lisa. Cesar Chavez improved the lives of farm workers. Very good. You know, students, you know, there's a lot of things that throughout school you've learned about Cesar Chavez, my grandfather's life, that he helped people, that he improved people's working conditions. But there's one thing that I want you to take away from my visit today, and there's one thing that you should all know about the life of Cesar Chavez, is that if you look at my grandfather, he wasn't different than many of you in the room today. He came from a humble family. He only attended the 8th grade, but he believed in the word "si se puede." And because he believed in those words, he was able to achieve many great things. And so how many of you want to go to college? Almost everybody. How many of you want to make a change in this world? Does anybody want to be a doctor? Does anybody want to be a lawyer? Who wants to be the president? Right? So there's a lot of you who wants to be a police officer. What about a firefighter? Who wants to go to outer space? Right? And so the thing is that you have to remember, students, you want to be a chef? Okay. But the point is that a lot of you want to go on to do big things, and you guys have a lot of goals, right? And everybody wants to achieve them. And during that time, there's going to be, between now and when you reach your goals, there's going to be times that are going to be really difficult. When you feel like quitting, when you feel like giving up. But that's when you need to remember my grandfather's life. Because if somebody who only graduated the 8th grade was able to make a change in this world, then there's no reason why any of you can't go on to achieve all of your goals. And there's no reason why the next Cesar Chavez of Lotus Huerta isn't in this room. So thank you all very much, and si se puede.
So he had a really great message for our kids, and I think it was a really neat thing, and our kids are really impacted by that. Another event we had recently was just around Easter, our annual kindergarten egg hunt. So we have events like this frequently for different things and different holidays and fun things that kids are able to do. And it was neat to have volunteers, and a lot of parents sent things, and it was just a really fun kind of an activity to bond that group together. And Mr. Mercado is going to talk a little bit about some highlights from things that we've done under academic achievement.
Hello, good evening. So at Cesar Chavez for Academic Achievement, we have right now our program, the Read Across America program. And we had a really big event with Dr. Seuss when it was Dr. Seuss' birthday. We had a student dress up as Dr. Seuss and went class to class. And it was just a really good event. We did reading buddies that day, so grade levels went to each other's classroom and read to other students, so that we thought it was really wonderful to have. And next slide. We also really take an importance of recognizing our students when they are succeeding and achieving, their goals and getting to, higher levels of academics. So we recognize our students in our awards assemblies. We recognize students in highest in academic achievement in math and reading. We also do our character counts pillars, and we recognize students for standing out as good citizens, also as caring people and so forth, so we also recognize students for that. And also for attendance, so we also take a really, show pride in coming to school each and every day. What we have started to do in our school is our makerspace centers that we have going on in our library. We're very excited, and the kids are very excited too, to start those centers. Our students who are taking part in these groups are students who are really, need a little bit more of a challenge in the classroom. So what I do is we pull them out, and they come into these groups, and they do a lot of different activities that have to do with engineering, math, collaboration, and you hear them, and when they're working, it's fantastic to hear that conversation. You're like, oh wow, I didn't think about that, and they're creating these things, and it's like, wow, I would spend hours just doing it myself, and they're taking lead. So it's a wonderful thing that we have going on, and we have two of our students on the left-hand side. It's a video, so they're going to explain a little bit about how they like Makerspace.
I enjoyed making it because this part we made it together.
Yeah, we made it together, and it's basically a water wheel. And what we enjoyed about this
Was working together.
yeah, it's working together as a team, trying to complete this. And something I thought was really cool was the clicking stuff when you connected, because it's just really satisfying. And yeah.
And what's your favorite thing about Makerspace?
Favorite thing is what it takes to do this.
Yeah.
And all the courage it takes to build something like this.
So you can see they have a lot to say about Makerspace. They really enjoy it. We have one more video in the back, and the one right here, yes.
What we built was a Ferris wheel. The wheel goes through here and has a locker on it that sticks into this hole and locks onto the gray area. It sticks through the double connector and has two lockers that stick into the snowflakes, which holds the wheel.
These are like the little seats, and we put them in this part, and then we connected these like sticks to these. And I think this is our base, this is the middle, this is like
Decoration. We almost put the whole we put all of these on and then realized that we didn't put these on and then had to almost start all over.
So what's the best part that you enjoyed about Makerspace?
Making things. That's my favorite thing ever. I love to build things. I love to create things and code things.
he loves coding now.
I think I'm becoming obsessed. I wrote age 6 when I was writing the date on my thing without realizing it. Are you saying? Yeah.
So as you can see, they're really excited. It's really hands-on. They're collaborating using really high academic vocabulary while doing it. And they just look at a simple, small lesson and the pieces of the connects, and they just, on their own, without really little guidance, they go off and do it on their own. And you can see they're also problem solving. So, if one thing doesn't work, they work together and start all over. So this is just one of the Makerspace activities that we just started. We're going to continue to implement more, such as coding with the computer program that we purchased. And we're also looking into origami for some of the kids. And they're also doing that during recess time. So they created an origami club. And they're taking that, it turns into small and all of a sudden it's a big club. So they're enjoying that as well. So yes, that's for our academic achievement. Oh, and our murals also, I want to mention that for our high standards, our after school program are also taking lead in writing. So we extended writing to the after school program, and they're creating our murals in the cafeteria. They're with the lead of their after school program teachers. They're continuing extending writing in the after school program, which we're very excited about as well. So we're showing off all their work with our murals and so forth, and they're talking about it, and it's great. So we're very excited about that as well. And now I'm going to hand it off to Ms. Warner. She's going to talk about our family, school, and district partnerships.
So one of the activities that we had for our school with the community was our career day. So we had on the right-hand side, we had student council come and be chaperones for all the presenters. So they were each assigned one presenter, and then they led them through each of their classes. And so then the next slide, please. Thank you. So here we see some of our presenters. Of course, Trustee Smith in the center. We have, let's see, an Army representative, and then we have Mr. Eklund talking about the college career readiness. And then the next slide, we have our chef who is presenting, and then the city councilman who is also presenting. City councilman, and then of course the Superintendent Galvan. The two courses on the right-hand side was really different because instead of the chaperone taking the presenter to different classrooms, the presenters stayed, and 4th and 5th grade students got to vote 2 days prior, and then we created their schedule. And so it was like a middle school's kind of schedule to get them prepared for it. And so they got to see actual people who they were really interested in. And so if you see in this city council picture, the students are very intrigued and they're asking lots of questions to them, and they're like just really loving the presentation. So it was really, really intriguing for them. And then here we have the last slide on the left, the picture on the left, where we have plumber, and then the second picture in the middle, we have a businessman who was talking about how to set up entrepreneurship. And then the far right, we have a software engineer. And so the kids were asking higher level questioning. And one of the great things here is last year, some of the students that I had in my classroom, they got to pick him again, and they knew exactly what he was going to talk about a little bit. And so it kind of prompted them, and they're more involved, and they were asking those questions. Oh, coding, how would I do it if I wanted to have this kind of software? How would I do this? And he was just like, wow, okay. So it was really, really intriguing for them, and they were really engaged. And then another component that was very district-run and very focused for us at school was our LCAP, and going and sharing all this information with our parents. So it was really nice to see and get the involvement of the parents with our LCAP and to get their feedback. So in both pictures, we're talking about LCAP Indicator 2 and then LCAP Indicator 4, which is the ELA. And so the post-its that you see there on the posters are actual parent post-its with all their comments and things. And then of course at the end of our LCAP, we asked them to take that survey. So here is the picture of all our parents and then the extra support for them to fill out that LCAP survey, so that they ran through each of the questions and they took their time. They were really motivated to answer each of the questions and make sure that they had their input, which was really nice to see. And of course, as Cesar Chavez, all means all, so all of our staff are always united, working together to move forward and excel our students. Thank you.